Hey, it's your favorite educator, Rashida Roberts here at the Cash Flow Convo, brought to you by Target-Financial.com, where we're talking about how to increase your cash flow and the crucial cash flow conversations about everyday finances with real people and real results. I hope everyone is doing well out there. Thanks for stopping by to get a dose of money motivation. Catch us every Thursday on your favorite podcast program. And don't forget to crush the like button, hit the keys, and leave us a comment. Tell us where you're from and share this episode with family and friends. Actually, go get your favorite drink and snacks right now and talk about this episode and start a combo of your own. Look, go to thecashflowcombo.com to check out more of our resources and to be a guest on our show. We want to hear real stories, real questions, and real results from everyday folks and even some of our experts. Now, let's dive into the Cash Flow Combo, where we target your mind and your money. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well out there. It is Rashida Roberts here, and we're having some technical difficulties, but that's all right. We're going to keep it rolling. We have a guest for you today, which I'm excited because everybody's always talking about credit and needing credit. And we're going to have Mr. Kevin Hawkins up to talk about how you can build with or without Beyoncé. Okay. So it's great to see everyone today. Please make sure you like this, comment, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and just tell us where you're from, and engage. So we're always talking about how to increase your cash flow, and credit is definitely one of those areas where we can increase our cash flow. And, for a little while, I was all against credit, but once you move up, even no matter how much money you make, credit still has a very important role. And so we always want to make sure that we protect our money, not just make it. And you can use credit and your credit scores to make sure you protect the dollars that you make every day and not get crushed by these interest rates out here. So without further ado, I'm going to have Mr. Kevin on up. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
Man, I am so blessed that my head is 6 feet above the ground. If my head is 6 feet above the ground and not under, hey, God bless me.
I know that's right. Excellent. All right. Well, tell the people just a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and how are you showing up in the world to help others?
Well, first, I am 67 years old. I was a teacher for 30 plus years. 10 years ago, I left teaching and I started become a car broker. And mostly I sold cars or helped people buy cars where people was really bad credit. And over the time, I saw how badly people with bad credit just got caught up in a trick bag. They would get high interest, crappy cars, put a lot of money down on them. The companies, generally speaking, did not back up their cars. They didn't warranty them well. The warranty was for everything except what was broken. Their cars got repoed and they were in the same position. It finally got to me that I'm not helping people if I just get bad credit people into bad cars where they are programmed to fail. Mm-hmm. I had to learn how I could really help people is by getting them out of that situation, getting them better credit, and then all of the benefits of better credit. But with that better credit, they needed two things. They needed a change of mindset, and they needed good management. All right. A 750 credit score is equivalent to having $100,000 in buying power. A 250 credit an 850 credit score is worth about $250,000 worth of buying power. If you gave most people $200,000, they wouldn't spend it well. Okay? They really wouldn't spend it well. And so just like there are problems with not having money, being ignorant of situations where you have access to money, you're going to be losing it the same way. It's like I told a young guy, if the girls knew you had $100,000 in your pocket, would they treat you differently? Okay.
That's true. That's true.
Secondly, would what influences your decisions, would it be different? And the answer for most people is yes. Okay.
It definitely.
And I'm even going to tell you something. I'm an old guy. I've been in the credit industry for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
But still, when I have like something like a 780 credit score. And when they offered me a brand new Genesis G90, it was about an $84,000 car, and all I had to do is sign my name to it. It was like, wow, what a power trip. Okay. That was so much of an influence on me. It was like, dang, I have really arrived. I wasn't thinking about the $1,450 a month payment. Okay. I wasn't thinking about that. Then I could justify, well, I could write it all off, which I can. But then I'm thinking, what do I need first, I don't need, as a general rule, the worst investment you can make is on a new car.
Amen.
Okay, generally speaking, okay? Even with me being able to write off everything and write off the depreciation, it's like, why do you need a 2021? A 2019 will get you the same model. You don't lose the depreciation. You don't get that tremendous depreciation hit. Okay. And you're spending less money.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we all have egos. Okay. We all have weaknesses. Okay. Now, luckily, I have a wife who was going to tell me, God, are you crazy? You ain't doing that. But everybody doesn't have that. Okay. And especially younger people just starting out. Okay. We are a consumer society. Okay. So you can say all you want. I've been a born again Christian since I was 17. Okay. Materialism gets to me. Okay. And you would be crazy to think, well, I'm not materialistic. I'm not. No, we are. Okay. We are. So you just have to realize where you're coming from. You are not perfect. Okay. You're never going to be. But what you do have is you do have tools at your disposal. You have people who have been there before. Okay. You have people who have been in the same situation and who can guide you. All right. And I really wish I would have had that. I didn't. Okay.
I think we all wish we would have that. And so, but I see a lot of people out here in these internet streets, and there are a lot of companies just even since the pandemic who are, hooking up with celebrities, and they are trying to teach, young people these steps. But I want to back up one minute. So I didn't know that you were in education.
Yes, I taught English.
You taught
and speech.
Okay. Now, where was your education? Where did you teach?
Well, I taught for HISD, Channelview, Fort Bend.
Okay. So I see a lot of people who are transitioning out of education and trying to, being entrepreneurs and doing different things. Especially like I even had a close friend who we were coworkers, and she's actually transitioned from education to day trading. And so, you know, the world of education, the finances, the finances there is like we are among some of the brightest people, but financially, we have been we've
Listen,
been in a cycle. Like it's a cycle of debt because to move up positions, you got to go get a $30,000 degree just to move up, a few steps. And so I see that cycle is crazy, but I did not know that. And yeah, so that just gives me more like,
well, first you got to understand there is no connection between intelligence and credit intelligence. Some of the worst credit people, and everybody in the business will tell you, doctors have some of the worst credit scores you will ever imagine, even though they are the smartest people. The pressures on, uh, and this goes to especially a lot of young Black people who are upper middle class. The pressures on us to maintain the appearance of a lifestyle is tremendous. Okay. We got to have the new BMW 750. The doctor's got to buy his girlfriend the diamond. I'm working on a guy right now who's a young minister. Okay. He bought his assistant a Jaguar and his wife is driving around in a Malibu. Okay. Now, the thing is, we're not talking about the morality of it. I'm just saying that's absolutely stupid. Okay? First, your wife can look up your credit score anytime. She can look at what you can spend money on. Okay? So, I'm just saying the pressure's on us to maintain a certain lifestyle. And this is really indicative of first generation people who have made it into the middle class, even the upper middle class. The pressure's on them to maintain. Okay. So, which is why Black people have a higher rate of falling out of that, doing dumb things with money because we have to maintain. If we're making $60,000, we cannot drive that Malibu. Okay. Now, Bill Gates drives a Prius. Okay. Nobody's got more money than Bill Gates, but he drives a Prius because he doesn't have to show he's got money. Everybody knows he's got money. Okay. We are the only ones that have to show we've got money. And it starts off when we go to school, we buy our kids Jordans. Okay. Jordan is a billionaire and he gets his shoes free. Okay. So why do we have to maintain that? Okay. If a girl's going to like you because of your tennis shoes, she ain't worth having. But I mean, we get taught a lot of materialistic messages that things are going to make you happy. No, ultimately, happiness comes from the feeling of fulfillment that you have from inside. A new car works for about 2 weeks, but then you get used to it. Okay? Then you get used to it. I had a 2018 Genesis G80. And one of the things I thought was so cool, and I would tell to my wife is when you when you flash your fob on to unlock the car, the word Genesis flashes on the ground. I thought that was so cool. I thought that was so cool. But after a while, you get used to it. Okay? It isn't a biggie, okay? Now, listen, I like having nice things, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not like that's going to make you happy, okay? It's not going to make you happy, okay? So, happiness comes from within, okay? For me, I get my happiness knowing that I am serving. I'm making life better for other people. At my funeral, no one's going to talk about the car I drove. They're going to talk about how I influence people. All right. You know, my wife is not going to, she's been with me almost 40 years. She's not going to say, boy, I'm so glad he got that G90. You know, she's not going to say that. She's not going to care, you know,
About it.
you know. So for me, credit was an opportunity to elevate thinking. Okay. Um, in order to really deal and manage credit, you have to plan. All right. You have to have a plan for your money. You have to have a plan for what you're going to do with it. How are you going to spend your life? Okay. You got $200,000 at your disposal. What is the best thing you can do with it? How are you going to enhance your family? All right. And so it made me think. Um, I have a thing where I serve God first and my client second and my wife third. Okay. My wife will put it like I should serve her first, God second, and my clients third. But
Can't get out of order now.
well, she says the next time you want to sleep with God, hit me up. No, she jokes just like I do. Okay. But there is a fulfillment there that when I was just chasing things, which we all do, we all do, we all have. If we've had the opportunity to chase things, we have. Okay. But I like seeing young people on the right direction, knowing that they are not going to be pawns of somebody else where they are trained to make somebody else wealthy. Okay.
Amen.
And so, like, for example, if you have a $900 rental payment, you don't need to be renting. You should be buying. Renting makes somebody else wealthy. You need to have your own home. Okay. Your own home is a $900 payment will get you about a $110,000 to $20,000 house. That's not Buckingham Palace, but it's going to be yours. You're putting away to help your family. Okay. You might have to buy a fixer upper. All right. But they have plans where if you got a 750 to 800 credit score, they will give you the freaking down payment. All right. You can get a fixer upper as soon as you sign the paper. You've got $30,000 to $40,000 worth of equity because maybe the house is crap, but the land is worth something. And I'm talking about you can be in the hood, you can be in acres homes, you can be in fifth ward, third ward. The lots are worth a lot more than the houses. Okay. There's going to be called gentrification, which means those properties are anywhere in those. You can buy the most roach infested house you can possibly find, but the land is going to be worth at least $30,000 to $40,000. So you can rent, you can buy a house. You got 750 credit. They got programs. They'll give you the down payment, especially if you're a minority, a female. Okay. So this gentrification is not the same as the old one, where it was like just white people moving into the hood and displacing people. Now it's black middle class people doing the same thing. So I guess that is progress. But you can buy these homes. You can sit on them and have somebody else buy the land from you, or you can get a renovation loan. Okay. You can get a renovation loan. Okay. They'll give you the money for the down payment. You can get a renovation loan at 850, or if you're at 750, they'll give it to you almost like at a 2% interest. All right. Put an $80,000 building on it and sell that sucker for 140 to 160. All right. Within a year, you have made $40,000 to $50,000. Okay. And you do not have to be a genius for that. In this market, you can do that easily, but your credit has to be right. Okay.
All
And
right.
the
So
bad
look
part,
right there. I'm gonna take myself down. So tell us, what are some steps that way, like some people can jot down some notes. What are some steps that people can build with their credit? I know it's I mean, you can take it either way you want to, because sometimes some of us are DIYs. We want to do it ourselves, but and then there are people like you who actually educate and help people as well. Because once an educator, always an educator. You can't take the.
it's true. That is so true. Well, listen.
So go ahead and take it over and tell the people how can they build with or without Beyonce. Okay.
Well, first, what you need to do, find out what your credit score is. Secondly, to do it yourself takes time. Do you have the time to do it? Okay. Do you have the time and do you want to take the effort? Because it's not a smooth process. Sometimes it's going back and forth and back and forth. Okay. I do that for a living now. Okay. And I make it as painless as possible and I make it as transparent as possible. You can go to companies like Lexington Law, pay them $89 to $112 a month for a year and a half, and you don't know where you are in that process. Okay? We do it, you will pay $6.99, and we will guarantee or work your credit improvement within 4 months because we will sign you up to a company where you look at your credit. Now, once you get your credit where you want it to be, sometimes getting everything negative off of your credit won't give you the score that you want. So therefore, you have to open up trade lines. Okay, you have to open up. We have some very great low cost credit trade lines that you open up credit with. We can get you some secured credit cards, or we can get you American Express cards. These are all things that are going to open up or build up your credit. We're also going to tell you how to maximize your credit utilization, which is using a card to pay off bills that you were going to pay. You pay them off with a credit card instead of paying them in cash. Those are all things that will build up your credit. Usually, we can turn somebody around. We can have you gold within 6 months. Okay. Now, you have to understand, to young people, 6 months sounds like an eternity. Okay. But you're going to see improvement within 45 days. All right. But I look at it as sort of like getting a six pack. Okay. It's probably not going to happen overnight. You're probably going to have to see some slow progress and make baby steps. But if you keep on the right path, you're going to see improvement. You're going to see a little bit of definition. You're going to see the linea alba in the middle of your stomach that just starting to form. You're going to see the little ridges on the side. So, for me, the process is fun. Okay. For me, the process of doing it is fun and being able to contact my client. Hey, listen, your credit score went up from 590 to 640, or from 406 to 510. But just constantly seeing the progress. Okay. Um. Next thing you have to do is, when you're going through the process, do not get any inquiries, all right? Or don't buy things. Like, do not open up credit accounts when you're going through the process of improvement. You just don't do that, all right? We have a guideline where we give you a certain guidelines to do, we give you a certain plan, okay? Because just improving your credit, if you do not improve your mindset, isn't going to help you much. We've had people get 800 credit, and then within 2 months, their credit was 540 again because they were undisciplined, okay? So we will hook you up with people who can help you manage your new situation. Does that help you? So, okay, does that help you?
Yeah, that helps. I mean, that's me. I mean, I know like the things that need to happen, definitely, not getting, into more debt.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big things when you talk about the inquiries and getting credit accounts. That's just adding more debt. So don't add more debt when you're trying to, my big thing is always telling people to be debt free. Okay, so you're not going to be
Big.
adding more debt. Now, and then a lot of times, because most people don't even have the capital to to what, like companies. So you have your free cash flow, like when you're in the company, right? So you're
Mm-hmm.
able to at some point in time wipe all your debts free and clear if you had to, but they operate with a certain amount of debt in business, um,
Mm-hmm.
to keep the cash flow going or whatever. But most people are just in debt and
Well,
got
there are two ways of looking at that, though. Okay,
bad credit.
there are two ways of looking at that. My grandfather taught me that if you can't pay for it in cash, don't get it. All right. But then I look at rich people. They don't spend their money, they spend yours. Okay. Which is what credit is. If I can get 0.9% interest, all right, then why should I risk my money? I risk my money investing or doing something that's going to make me money. Okay. But like, why should I buy a car? Because that's not going to make me money, use my money to buy a car. I would rather, okay, this is something very conservative. Instead of putting that $10,000 down on a car, buy a CD or a guaranteed investment where you're not going to make a lot of money, but you're making some money. Okay. At my age, I don't want to take risk. If I was your age, I would have a more aggressive plan. Okay. Um, now a lot of young kids do things like buying crypto. We'll see how that works. Some people made an awful lot of money buying crypto, and more people lost. Okay,
I
but
mean, that's just the nature of the trading world. So I don't know too much. I would say I don't know too much about crypto. I don't, because I haven't really followed any. But at the same time, you know, there are other ways. My big thing is that you need to
real
look
estate,
into, yeah,
real estate, real estate. I think is very, very safe for most people. Okay,
hmm
if your credit is good, you do not have to risk your money. If you've got 850 credit, all right, you put no money down on a property, you've got equity, you cannot lose. You're
right.
losing, okay? If the investment goes south, you haven't lost a penny.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the thing. People who have money are able to do those risks. People who are $100,000 in debt and they don't even make that much in order to pay things off. You need I'm not for people who are in debt, like you're like way in debt, to be risking to add more debt to their lives. And I want them
I
to be,
would agree with that. I
I would,
really would agree with that if you're in debt, okay? But that's how come you do things business wise. You get your LLC, you
mm,
get business credit, okay? So you're not utilizing your money, okay? So you're not utilizing your debt, okay?
right.
When you have
Yeah,
a limited,
and
pardon
that's
me?
why I'm not against the business credit, because business credit has opened up a lot of doors for a lot of businesses, especially when black owned businesses weren't able to get the same capital that
Getting
other businesses
underfunded,
do.
getting underfunded. And you know what? And I go to some real estate seminars or meetings almost every month. I go, and these people who are not representative of the community of the people who live in them. I'm trying to say this nicely. And they're talking about they're buying homes in Acres Homes, Sunnyside. They're buying properties, apartment buildings, okay? They're not putting up a dime of their money because they have business credit. But an individual can do it on an individual basis, okay? One guy was talking about just buying an old complex in Sunnyside, okay? Apartment complex, all right? It's worth about $800,000, okay? He put no money up. He got a loan to renovate, a $200,000 loan to renovate. Now he's renting out. He's going to be renting out. These are going to be nice condos, okay? Nice condo. Now the cool thing about it is they're going to be near the metro line, okay? So he's going to sell these and even rent some of them out, but they're going to be $1,800 a month, okay?
And that's
So
the benefits of business.
He's going to have 24 units, $1,800 a month.
In your neighborhood. Look,
yes.
in our neighborhood. And this is why people need to really understand the power of credit, the power of building, period, the power of real estate. You have to really understand things. Like for me, in my personal finances, I'm not holding a bunch of debt, but on the business side, I can actually utilize that debt. Like, I mean, I saw so many different ways to, like get into real estate investing. Sometimes you can just put your money in and gain on that side.
You can.
There's so much.
You have to be wise. Okay, you have to be wise. You have to do research. One of the things that it just took me a while to do. I suck when it comes to character, evaluating character. I do. Okay. So you have to get with people who first know you and love you and who can tell you no. Okay. And that's very important because people think if you have money that you have a bunch of yes men around you and they will tell you what you want to hear. Okay. You have to, whenever you invest money, have them show you what they have done. Have them show you how they have been efficacious for somebody. Okay. So that's how come you really have to know yourself. You have to know your strengths. My strength is I've got limitless energy to promote. My weakness, I am ADHD as all get out. Okay. Strength, I am a very good communicator. Okay. I'm a very good communicator. Weaknesses, I'm a piss poor judge of character. Okay. So knowing that, you got a plan. Okay. I can get ripped off because I trust people. So you got to have somebody in your life who you trust, who you can trust to tell you the truth and not just what you want to hear.
Yeah,
okay.
I call those quality people.
Quality people.
To have quality people around you. They are not yes people. Some people can only function with yes people because of the tenacity of their mindset and their like you can't be timid. If you only have friends that say yes and they can't tell you the truth, I'm sorry. It's not gonna work.
Well, yeah.
You need business, like you got to think about even the people sitting in the Oval Office and big time CEOs. They can't just have yes men. They want to know, look, what's going on with the company, what are the finances lately. I need the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the projections, you know.
Right, 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 right,
So
right.
you need to keep these same people, you know, around you as well, because we all have good strengths. And so we need to lean on, that's why you're gonna lean on your circle for
You really do. What was it? No man is an island unto himself.
mm-hmm.
Right. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, our egos want to tell us we are. You know, our egos want to tell us I can do it all. Um, and the devil knows our weaknesses. He really does. Okay. And so that is a way. There is a study that you will become only as rich as your friends around you. Okay. Now you have to. So part of the ways to get wealthy is by having wealthier friends. How do you get to know wealthier people? How do you do that? How do you get to know the people who have the qualities that you want?
Network.
Well, I want to tell you
And
something.
buy into certain, I mean, I would think, you know, you go to different functions that are of quality, and you network. Like, you know, I mean, I've networked online, but you can go to the Chamber of Commerce. You know, you have to put yourself in a space where you see yourself going. If I'm going to go to an event, an association, like, let's go where the real estate agents are, you know, like the
We
convention.
do that every month. Well, one of the things I did when I was 20, I hadn't graduated college yet, but I didn't know how gangster of a move this was. There was, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there was the head of the NAACP. His name was Bird Brown. I offered to take him to lunch because the only thing I wanted to do was just be next to him and basically see how he acted. Okay. I told Bird Brown, I called him, I sent a letter to him, and I says, I explained who I was. I said, I am a student, but I want to offer you to take, and at this time, Arby's was the hot fast food restaurant. And at that time, McDonald's hamburger was 15 cents, but an Arby's burger was like 79 cents. And Ponderosa Steakhouse was $5. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
Ponderosa off 1960.
It was $5.
Oh wow.
Okay. But he said he was really impressed with my initiative. He could have cared less about the 79-cent hamburger or beef sandwich I bought him. But it was the fact that you were willing to give something. You were willing to give what you had. Okay. And that really shows initiative. It shows that you're serious about you. Okay. And so I would really encourage people to see something in somebody else that you like and try to get next to it. Okay. Try to get next to it. It was really, and I do this constantly. People, there's this minister that I ate with last night, and he's got a dynamic marriage. He just really has a dynamic marriage. And well, first you gotta understand, everybody else's marriage always looks better to you than your own. Everybody's kids are cuter, and that's just human nature. Okay. But I really wanted to, so I invited him to a sports bar, and I invited a couple, and I paid for their pizza. But I just wanted to know, what it was like. And he gave me a great piece of advice. He shared with me, I think it's Corinthians 7:9. He says, "You do not have dominion over your body, but it's of the wives and husbands. You do not have dominion, authority over your body. It's your wife's." And I said, wow. And I started thinking all of the ways, hey, that is never going to work. And then he says, if you're walking in the Spirit, your wife will be submissive to you because you have shown that you are the type of man that is worthy of that type of leadership. So being told that,
I need a clapper, I need a boom, I need a sound effect, because people don't understand that. Like, but the problem is a lot of women we submit to, and this is getting off topic, but we submit to all kind of things instead of the person who has God first. That gotta have God head, and that he is submitting to God, to Christ, in spirit. And so that the leadership, I mean, that I don't care what anybody says. That's so sexy on a man, just to know that, like, he is, God is his covering. Like, that is the first. I think it is. So,
unfortunately, I don't always live up to that.
I mean, nobody does. Like, women
sometimes
talk back. Okay,
sometimes.
we talk back.
Pardon me?
I said women talk back. We talk back. We ain't always submissive.
Yeah. But
overall, we are. But sometimes we talk back.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, and now, to be honest with you, hearing that made me feel like crap, because it's like, dang, I could have had everything I wanted had I just been more of what God wanted me to be. And so the reason why you don't have everything you want is because of you.
That's hilarious.
This gets back to our credit conversation, because you can have everything you want. If what you want is to be a billionaire, you can do that. You can do that. The principles are the same, okay? Take care of your little bit of money, all right? Be kind and generous. Be submissive to the will of God. You will build up your money. You will build up your money because you're going to do things accordingly, okay? If everything you did, you knew that God was looking at you, you knew that God was going to take account, think of how differently you would act, okay? Think of how differently you would act, okay? I mean, and I'm just talking about the little things. Suppose it's like, okay, suppose when I look at somebody who's begging on the street, I really knew that God looked at how I spend money and how I am a steward of my money. If I knew he took account of everything I did with it, would I act differently? Doesn't mean I give to everybody, but my motivations are going to be different on why I give, okay? I'm not going to be looking down on somebody, I'm not going to be looking down on somebody. I mean, I'm not going to be using it to make me feel better, which we can do, face it, So I like, we just have to realize that there is a purpose for our life. There is a purpose. I really want to, I have this dream in my ministry. I have 7 kids working for me now. I put them at dealerships and they're like porters, okay? And these are kids from 19 to 24 who've had minor interactions with the judicial system, because once you get in the judicial system, it's very hard to get out of it. Okay.
It is.
So these are minor drug, non-violent. Okay. My ambition is to have 40 kids. It means I got to get better. It means I have to grow. Okay.
It sounds like we got a program here, because I can come in, we can teach you from financial literacy and put them on a good path. Like we need
Unfor-
workbooks and
you're
everything.
not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. These kids are more, and especially people who have been in the underground economy, shall we say, they are more open to credit repair and financial freedom than most other people because they're not tied to that paycheck and they're not tied to that temporary security that weekly paycheck gives.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
But
I
that,
mean, the thing
go
is
ahead.
that being in the underground economy, you have hard workers. It's just the fact that the wrong people got to them first to shape and to mold them. So that hustle that they have, like it ain't easy standing on a corner for all day long trying to make your money, and then got to give part of it up to whoever coming by to collect. Like that's not easy. I mean, I'm not. That's not the lifestyle that I'm.
Granted. Oh,
But
granted.
but I'm just saying that is work. It's hard work. It's not. People think that's easy. It's not easy because it's not easy. And so if you can get those young men and ladies who live that lifestyle and actually put that hustle towards something else, so they don't have to look over their shoulder each and every day, every minute, then
Perfect.
that's gold. That's gold.
Perfect example. I told you about the lady who was a stress stress relief management technician on Bissonnette Street. Her services were $50. She saved up $3,000. Okay. She gave me at the time $500 to fix her credit. Okay. With the other $2,500, she bought a Bentley. Once she had 750 credit, she bought a Bentley. She moved from Farm Park, living with roaches. Now she's on Memorial. Her service charge is now $500, and she has somebody booking appointments for her. Now, do I approve of her lifestyle? No, not at all. But I got to admire her hustle. Okay. Every story is not going to have a happy end. She joined the church. She repented. Nah, it's not like that. Okay. It's not like that. But she comes from a profession which is full of exploitation of women. And she wasn't going to be a part of that. And so I kind of admire her freedom because, like I said, she's hiring people, and it's all she's the same person, but her value is different because what she drives up in. So the accoutrements are different, but it's the same basic person. So it's like I said, I appreciate her hustle. I really appreciate what can happen when you have a vision. She comes from an environment where so many women are just getting exploited left and right, okay, and doing what she does to give all of their money away to other people. Well, now she is a boss again. God had something better for her. Okay, God had something better for her. God has something better for her. But but she's in a much better position to see what God has for her. One, her stomach is full. Okay, I don't care how much of an evangelist you are. You're not evangelizing somebody with a hungry belly. Okay. Secondly, she's at a point where she can step back and say, you know what, it's something better than even this. That's what we try to get to. We try to elevate people's minds because your credit situation is one thing. But if you don't change your mind, good credit, just like having money, you're going to be back at the same situation. We really try to hook people up. And I'm so glad I met you because I can hook people up and I can refer people to you because once they get their credit fixed, they're in a better position to need you or to utilize you. But if you just live in hand to mouth, you don't know where your next paycheck, you don't know where your next food is coming from, you're not going to think about planning. you're going to think about day-to-day life, you know. So that's a good plug for you, don't you think?
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, we are about to wrap it up. I'm going to do a quick break here. And all right, y'all. Kevin Hawkins. Yes, he is just giving the tea on so many things, mindset and everything. So please make sure you all get with him. But really quick, wanted to do a shout out.
Less than what we said before. Okay, you can bring me the other 100.
All right, so we are back with Mr. Kevin. I'll see if he comes back. But yes, y'all, that was great information. And so hopefully you got some few gems from that. You look as financial advisors and financial planners and credit repair specialists. All of that goes with financial real estate and investing. It's all about trying to do better and to leave legacies for our children, our children's children. And so we have to help all kinds of people, no matter what lifestyle that they're living. But I read somewhere in the Bible where it talked about, use your money to gain friends, all over in different places. And so we have to, if you're going to be a light in the world, you have to be able to help, other people. And so, but a lot of times we can't be a blessing to others. Why? Because we're not even in a position to bless others. So building your credit is a great way to put yourself in a position to start thinking more financially savvy and to build your confidence as well. Because I know a lot of people attach their confidence to their credit scores, even though I say don't do that. But a lot of people do. And, but because it makes us feel good when we have a good credit score, when we can go into the car dealership or we can go, get a house and different things that we want and need without the haggle. And yes, that feels good. But again, don't attach your worth to materialistic things, so but we always want to protect our four walls. And building your credit will definitely get you out of some of those haggles that it takes to get putting down those deposit when you're trying to get an apartment or do just all kind of things. So it is very invasive, and I cannot ignore credit. I can't ignore the importance of the credit. So definitely, can't wait to do more and work with Mr. Hawkins. I'm gonna have to add him back to the there we are. And we definitely gonna have to do something. I because I love working with kids. And I always want to see how I can help out. I need to do more community outside of work and outside of being an online platform and helping people. But get back to where my one of my first loves is helping kids, because they are definitely our future. And so yeah. All right, you're on mute. I'm gonna unmute you. Go ahead.
Listen, definitely it's what we live for. It's what older folks live for, is seeing younger kids do well. And it's and it's a positive to our ego that we help. And I think that's a very positive, affirmative use of ego when you use it to help other people, and it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
That to me is a very affirmative use of that, you know. So helping young kids help make our community better and stronger. Yeah, I'm 100% for that.
Yep. All right. Do you got any Black Friday specials? There's anything coming up?
Black Friday, yes, we do. Okay. You know, we had a contest we had a drawing for a free credit score, a free credit repair. Okay. And we'll probably do 2 more of these. So anybody on this tape, on this stream, we usually don't break up payments because we would fix their credit and then we wouldn't see them for the second half of their payment. But in this season, okay, we will do, usually are at $6.99. You pay me $200 now and the balance in 2 payments, you know, 30 days apart, we'll take care of you. We'll give you the basic credit for, you know, that we give people for $6.99. The only non-basic things, like if you have child support, costs $100 more. If you have repos, costs $100 more. If you have evictions, costs $100 more, and bankruptcies cost $100 more. So those are, but just the basic bills, and you know, we do that for $6.99, and we do it within 4 months.
That's good. That's good.
So our Black Friday special is you give us $200, you're cool. We will take care of you.
But wait, $200 total or $200 then you pay 30 days and 30 days? Look, you got to be clear with people.
Okay. Give us $200. Okay. And in fact, for your people, we'll do it for $500. Give us $200, $150, and $150.
All right. Hey, that sounds like, look, y'all heard it here. Okay. That's $200 off. All right. That's $200 off.
My wife is not going to be happy with me, but.
So we may make sure we're going to run this. I'm going to have to just take this snippet out as well. Do a couple of snips.
You'll see me sleeping on the porch and on the couch, but anyway.
But y'all, I just want to say this, like, Kevin does do all this kind of stuff all the time. I see him on his page. He blesses so many different people all the time. And so that's why I just had to, and I can tell it was no cap either. Cause you know, a lot of people be capping on Facebook and social media, but I could definitely tell that, you know, he seemed genuine. So that's why I wanted to get him on the show. You know, I read his posts all the time. He's very comical and funny, biblical, but sometimes, look, it's not even always biblical. Like, it's just, I have dark humor, and to be a Christian, that dark humor kind of like gets me. So when he just says some of his jokes and, you know, talks about real people getting real results and just real people in general and how they act, it's just hilarious. And, you know, it's just down to earth. And so that's one of the reasons why I want him on the show. You know, he'll be on again. Hopefully we mash up and, you know, get these youth together and we can find some stuff. But I'm definitely want to do something in Houston where we do.
What part of town do you live in?
I'm on the north side. So yeah.
Like Cypress area?
Klein ISD, Aldine ISD, Spring ISD, in that area. So it's definitely great to have you. And so we can make sure we can do the replay. We got to keep it under 60 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and shut us down. But thank you guys for being here. When you do your drawing, is it going to be on your Facebook page or how?
It'll be on my Facebook page.
Okay, so it's going to be on his Facebook page. Y'all, there it is.
You call me up and you say, I want to be entered. We take your name down and we will pull one. And then like I said, for all those other people who don't get picked, you know, we will do your credit for $500.
All right. Well, thank you
All
so
right.
much, and you have a good day. Y'all, that is it. We thank you all for being here, and you all take care.